Hi, my name is Tennille Thompson and welcome to Greenwood Park. I'm here today to talk to you about our Parks Management Plan that we've been working on since our first public consultation in early 2020.
I am delighted to share this presentation with you for a proposed park management plan for Greenwood and Kealy Woods. Your participation in this online forum, including your review of this presentation, your input on the interactive trail map, and your responses to our questionnaire will help inform the finalized plan. The goals of this consultation are to receive your feedback on the Parks and Trail Plan, including the trail type classifications, our concepts for improved park entrances, our proposed trail closures and restoration strategies, the invasive management plan, and finally to review the update on the park and related community studies. I would like to start by providing a short recap from the public consultation we held in early 2020. A public open house was held at Queensbury Elementary School on January 28th. We held 2 workshops, both in the classroom and at the park with school-age children. We also hosted meetings with stakeholders, including community and recreational interest groups. For a complete summary of that consultation, please visit the Greenwood and Kealy Woods Let's Talk page library, where you can view and download additional information. During that public consultation, we asked the public to tell us what activities they most enjoy at the parks currently and what improvements we should make. We heard that there is a range of trail-based activities, including walking, hiking, dog walks, and trail running that people enjoy. We heard that formalizing the park entrances and the trails, including looping networks and wayfinding, is important. Some of the optional recreational improvements were not as favored. We asked your opinion on how we can better support forest health at these parks. We heard that the invasive management and removal program was the top priority. We also heard that the removal of campfires, tenting, and unsanctioned structures is important. And finally, we heard that increasing the native understory planting is very important to the public. This is the Parks and Trails Plan. This plan shows the official trails and routes proposed in Greenwood and Kealy Woods. All of these trails are currently existing within the parks. Many of them would remain unchanged. Some of the trails will be upgraded to suit the trail classification, which I will cover in the next slide. There are 4 types of trails. The nature use trails, which are shown in the yellow dashed line here. The multi-use trail, shown in the east portion of the park. The main park trail, which is a 2 to 3 meter wide gravel trail that extends from Queensbury Park entrance to the north, wraps around to the west, connecting to the Ridgeway Avenue Park entrance. And finally, the existing Green Necklace, which is an asphalt trail. We propose to include wayfinding signage at the park entrances and in one central area of Greenwood Park. Resting and seating areas in key locations along the main park trail are also proposed. The park feature upgrades include stormwater management, including enhancements for increased water capture at the wetland in the west portion of the site. It would also include upgraded drainage infrastructure at Ridgeway Avenue. We propose to maintain and enhance the rock climbing area through partnership with local climbing groups. An outdoor classroom is proposed in the south portion of the park and in some of the following slides, I will show some images of what that could look like. We would also include educational and restoration signage in limited areas where needed in the park. So this is a map showing the proposed trail classifications. And as I mentioned previously, there are 4 types of trails. The existing Green Necklace is a 3-meter wide asphalt trail on the west edge of Greenwood Park. This would remain unchanged. The main park trail that extends from Ridgeway to Queensbury Avenue would be a compacted gravel trail between 2 to 3 meters wide. This trail is appropriated as an active transportation route, appropriate for walking, hiking, cycling, strollers, and maintenance vehicles. And there is a small section of this main park trail that we are proposing to reroute in order to avoid stairs.
Here we are at the primary park trail in Greenwood Park, and this is the trail that extends from Ridgeway Avenue Park entrance to the east at Queensbury Avenue. For this section of the trail, there's a portion of the trail that's quite steep. And so we would like to, for a 37-meter distance, reroute the trail in order to make it more accessible. So let me show you. For this 37 meters, we remove the need for stairs and really steep terrain. So for this section, we are not proposing to remove any of the mature-sized trees, and any of the existing ground vegetation, including salal and sword fern, will be used to restore the old section of the trail here.
The multi-use loop trail shown in the east side of Greenwood Park is 1 to 2 meters wide. It would be a compacted soil surface appropriate for walking, hiking, and mountain bike skill building. The nature trails are 1 to 2 meters wide. They're compacted soil surface with some very steep sections, including exposed rock, and they're appropriate for hiking and walking only. And to the right here, we are showing some cross sections and photo examples of what each one of those types of trails would look like and include. This is our proposed trail closure and restoration strategy plan. Through the environmental assessment that was conducted in 2019, we found that the number of braided trails in Greenwood Park in particular are leading to ecological degradation, including compaction of soils, destruction of sensitive understory vegetation, tree root compaction, and habitat loss. As a result, we are proposing to close some of the trails and past uses of the park. The light pink dashed lines indicate the trails that would be closed. We plan to provide planted areas at designated trail closure sites with emphasis concentrated at the trail entrance points. The solution includes recycled logs from the park and native plant material, including trees and shrubs. The city is proposing to remove the unsanctioned Frisbee golf course. Some of the problems with having a disc golf course within a compromised forest system like this one is that there is no way for disc golf players to really stick to a designated route. Therefore, the series of braided trails would be inevitable. Split rail fencing is proposed to define the key trail entrances within the park, and we're currently showing that at 3 locations along the main park trail. Ecological restoration signage would be provided in key locations as well, where the native planting strategy has been used. This slide provides some more images on the types of restoration and park upgrades we are proposing. Split rail fencing would be utilized at key trail entrance points to clearly define those access points, and those are shown in particular to the north of the quarry. Log barriers with native plants would be used to close the designated braided trails. and the two images on the far right-hand side of the slide show more detail of what those would look like. The proposed outdoor classroom features log benches and boulders in a circular pattern for teachers and students to engage in outdoor school activities and learning. And we propose to partner with the Queensbury Elementary School to come up with a finalized plan. The plan shown on the left here is a zoomed in plan of the trails surrounding the quarry area. This trail connects from Queensbury Avenue Park entrance and extends up to the north past the quarry and the bluffs. This area in particular is a sensitive ecosystem with shallow soils and is an important habitat area for wildlife. There are 5 sections of the trail that have exposed rock bluffs and steep grades that are very difficult to navigate. We propose to include short sections of wood stairs for people to safely go through the bluffs while protecting the natural environment. Each of the park entrances are proposed to be improved, including new community park entrance signs, trash and recycling bins, and planting. The 2 main park entrances are Ridgeway Avenue and Queensbury Avenue. These entrances would also include bike racks, community kiosks with trail maps, and seating. This is our invasive management plan. The integrity and function of the Greenwood and Kealy Woods Park ecosystem can be enhanced by eradicating and controlling invasive plants and replacing them with ecologically appropriate and diverse native vegetation. This restoration plan divides the park into several treatment areas. These have been identified based on their priority for treatment, as well as the methods recommended. Top priority areas include sensitive ecosystem sites, such as those shown in red. Treatment areas suitable for volunteer efforts are shown in blue. Would you like to be involved to help us restore and protect these natural areas? You can with our Park Stewards program. Please visit our website at cnv.org/cityparkstewards. As part of the park management plan, several studies, including community-related initiatives, will be incorporated into the action plan. We received input from the public on the different types of wildlife observed at the parks. As such, we developed a list of 8 indicator wildlife species that will be monitored over time for biodiversity and environmental change in the parks. As part of the effort for the multi-use loop trail, an ecological assessment was conducted to review the potential impact of enhancing that trail in the eastern portion of Greenwood Park. We found that a properly designed and constructed trail system through this area is expected to have a low environmental impact. The City of North Vancouver is planning to partner with the North Shore Mountain Bike Association to provide community-supported walk and bike trail build events. The drainage improvements will include channelizing runoff to direct water away from the existing trail surfaces near the quarry. And as I mentioned, in the west portion of the site, improvements will include increased water capture and storage in the wetland area and drainage infrastructure improvements at Ridgeway Avenue. The city has been engaged in a wildfire protection plan and will be working to complete that plan in the winter of 2020. Recommendations in this draft report include implementation of fire smart initiatives, including public education, forest fuel load reduction, and adjacent neighbor prevention measures. This is our proposed action plan and recommendations. We would appreciate your input. please visit our survey section and provide your comments to us on this plan. The city began work on this project in the spring of 2019. It included an environmental assessment and report. Through the fall and winter, we worked on the public consultation and incorporated feedback from the public to complete the draft management plan. Right now, in the fall of 2020, we are working to complete the public engagement number 2 with your help. Once complete, we will incorporate your feedback into the finalized park management plan. You can look for improvements to begin in the winter of 2020 and following in the spring and summer of 2021.
Thanks everyone for checking out our presentation today on Greenwood and Kealy Woods. And please visit letstalk.cnv.org to complete our survey, and we thank you so much for your valuable feedback.